All right, welcome back to it today. First off, I'm going to check all of my streams because I learned that the first time and the hard way. I'm checking about all the sound and everything because this one did not end up exactly like we wanted to. But breaking, yes, you guys have probably already seen it by now. But Kyler Murray has agreed to terms with the Arizona Cardinals for a contract extension. So we're going to talk about it today real quick. A little bit of breaking news, so I'm going to make sure that this is. There we go. That seems to be working-ish. So, okay, thank you guys all for joining us. We'll just wait one more second. So, by the way, was there a quarterback that maybe had as much drama surrounding this? But I mean, at the same time, he deserved it. So it was kind of one of those things where, I'm sorry, I just ran up the stairs to get my laptop charger. So I'm just taking a break here to be able to bring you guys the latest news about Kyler Murray signing a monster contract extension with the Arizona Cardinals. So a lot of different things going on with this, and we'll take you to the latest in just a moment. But those of you joining us now, let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below, because I mean, again, there we go. Okay, sound seems pretty good. Okay, so. Earlier this morning, Ian Rapoport and company, I believe it was also Tom Pelissero that came out with a report that Kyler Murray and company had agreed to a contract extension. Now, there's a lot of different things that goes into this. Obviously, there's a little bit of information as to, both of these teams, or excuse me, both the parties, I should say, have been kind of in discussion for this for a little while now, but we're going to bring you guys right to it. So it's a 5-year extension. So first off, they've agreed to terms. It's a 5-year, $230.5 million extension with $160 million in guarantees. And, this is kind of on par with what you think about it. So it's about $32 million for a guy like Kyler Murray and his services. I think it's a good deal. I really do, because it's kind of in that sweet spot, and during a specific amount of time, the Cardinals were in a spot where it was pretty tough to be able to guard them. Like, honestly, through the first 7 games of the year last year, Kyler Murray and that offense really took off. But, again, it keeps him the extension, according to Ian Rapoport and everyone. It keeps him with the Cardinals through 2028. I do think that is definitely big here, especially when you keep a young quarterback like Kyler Murray on the roster. You keep him doing his thing, so that's definitely some big time stuff. And this is the big thing, is you take care of it before it heads to training camp. That's honestly, you're about a couple days away for the Cardinals, and I think it's honestly one of those things where you try to do the best thing for your team overall, and I think this is it. So. Now what's the question? What does this mean for the rest of the team? Well, I think it puts him in the best position to be successful. This is no longer a distraction. He's only, like it says here from Tom Pelissero, he's only 24 years old, insisted all along they intended to pay him eventually as their long-term quarterback, and appears they're now on the verge of doing so on that 5-year extension. Well, that was, of course, before. So, again, locking him through 2020, I think that's kind of big here too, because you talk about all the different things that this offense with Kyler Murray was able to do last year. I think it's interesting, especially when you consider the fact that, again, he's such a dynamite player. Once he escapes the pocket, just about anything can happen. So I'm really excited for Kyler Murray. I think he definitely deserved it, and I think now him and his agent can kind of sit back on this. They can get ready to take care of some business moving forward into training camp, and I'm excited for it. So, I think this does come back to the fact that they get to do what was best for both sides here, and I'm excited for it. So, also just checking my volume. Let me know if what you guys think is my volume's working or not. But, Kyler Murray and the rest of this, squad really came back down to the fact that, okay, you got a signal caller that is, I would say, Kyler Murray, top 15 quarterback, top 10 quarterback, not top 15, excuse me. At $32 million a year, I do think it's kind of on par with what you expected from a guy like Kyler Murray. I think it's definitely, it's not too expensive. I think it's kind of team friendly, in terms of guarantees. 5-year extension, again, $32 million a year. Was Aaron Rodgers making $50 million a year? So I do think it's fair for both sides, and I think the Cardinals are going to take that next step as a team this next year. So I definitely think that there's going to be a lot of things to take away from this deal. I think it's not record breaking, and I think that's, again, fair for both sides. I don't know if I showed you guys this. When we talk about Aaron Rodgers and company, those guys that have signed major deals, we'll look at Kyler Murray's stats over the last 3 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. We're talking about a guy that has nearly 12,000 passing yards through his first 3 seasons in the NFL, 70 touchdowns just passing. He's a running quarterback too, so he's added a lot more on the ground as well. But he's a dynamic player. He really is. And they got Hollywood Brown. There's a lot of the different things going on with the Cardinals. They made a lot of moves this offseason, and that's the thing. He's added 20 touchdowns on the ground as well. So he's just a dynamic player. And I know Nuke Hopkins is suspended for the first couple of games of the season. I think it was actually first 6. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The Cardinals lock up their signal caller for the future. And I'm really excited because I do think this is something that the Cardinals needed to do before training camp so that everybody's mind is just focused on training camp, because that's what matters at the end of the day. Needed to do before training. That your team is coming together at the right time, at a time where everybody knows this is going to be the biggest time of the year for your team. So, especially because I believe one of the greatest, I don't know if it was one of the greatest coaches, but it's a common saying I've heard, teams are made during the season, but players are made during the off season. So I definitely think this is web for both sides. I definitely think that this needed to be done. Yes, big money. Yes, Bucks Skull Gang in the house. I love it. Yes, that is big money, but again, I think it's kind of fair though when you consider $32 million a year and all the different things going on with this, because we got to remember that quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers, quarterbacks what was that? Oh, Aaron Rodgers, I think it was like something like 40-50 million. I'll look it up in a second. But the point is, it is relative to how well you perform in the NFL. So I definitely think that it's definitely very interesting. But I think it's also
Nike shoes just got a whole lot cheaper.
There we go. Sorry, volume checking. But overall, again, I think it's fair. That's the thing, is the NFL is such a business that it's, what have you done for me lately? And unfortunately, I think that's what it's come down to. So, Kyler Murray is one of those guys that I said it before, he's a top 10 quarterback in the league. What does that mean in terms of what he can bring for an NFL team? Can he lead them to the promised land? I absolutely think so. I think he's one of the better players in the league. So I only toss one plates, but that $40 to $50 million a year, but I do think he is worth that 32. I think, again, fair for both sides. You get it done before training camp, and you got a lot of different things going for you. So, but let's know what you guys think. I think I think it's fair when you consider all the different things that he brings to this offense. Again, like the first 7 games, I'll say it as many times if I need to. I feel like it was the first 7 games of the season, nobody could stop the Cardinals with Kyler Murray at quarterback because they were in a special place, and they were just honestly so tough. The speed kills, especially in the NFL, and the Cardinals have a ton of it. So, I'm excited for this contract extension. I'm excited for a team like the Cardinals that are in a position now. They've got everything taken care of that they need to, and I think that they are going to be in the best position overall. Let's see here. Bucks Skull Gang in the house. Yes, Kirk getting more than Murray. Yes, he is. I think, here, I'm going to look it up right now, but I think off the top of my head, it was something like $35 million a year. But yeah, he had a fully guaranteed $35 million deal. So Kirk Cousins, Kyler Murray's defense was also better than Kirk Cousins. I'm not. You guys can watch the channel. I am not a Kirk Cousins apologist, but I call it like I see it. Kirk Cousins is a guy that over the last couple of seasons, I think I saw it on Twitter the other day, through their first 115 games, he had it was only him, Dan Marino, and Peyton Manning that all had over like 30,000 passing yards, over 200 touchdowns. So, I mean, he is productive. Now, the question is some of that also during garbage time of the game? Yes, I'll admit that as well. And has Kyler Murray put himself in an upper echelon of quarterback play? I would say to a degree, yes. But at the same time, it is a business in the NFL. You got to do what's best for both sides. And just credit to the Arizona Cardinals organization. I think this is something that needed to get done because you don't need this distraction. Everything's buttoned up. Everything's ready to go as you move forward, heading into training camp and everything. And so, with some of the other questions, we also gave our latest Arizona Cardinals, news kind of things that are coming out. Will that defense come together? I'm excited for this defense as well. So, but overall, that's it. I'm excited for Kyler Murray, but breaking the Kyler Murray has signed a contract extension. Once again, I'll bring up the numbers here. $230 million with $160 million in guarantees. Again, $32 million a year. Pretty relative, pretty fair value if you ask me, because again, he is a top 10 quarterback. He should be getting paid like a top 10 quarterback. He's getting what he deserves, and I'm happy for him. So, according to Ian Rapoport and everybody, Tom Pelissero, everybody are breaking this morning again for a guy that deserved the money. And overall, I think it's going to be interesting to see how this all does unfold. And let's see here. Bucks Skull Gang in house. Yes, Lamar next to get re-signed. Yes, I absolutely agree. I think Lamar, he should get re-signed. Like, there's no question in my mind he should get re-signed. And it's going to be interesting to see because he's a former reigning MVP. he can he just leads that team in so many different regards. So I'm excited for that extension when it does come down. But I do think this is also kind of sets the stage for that a little bit. Let's see here, Albert Rincon, Lamar is going to be getting crazy money. Yes, I do agree with that, because again, he has put them in a spot. They made it to the playoffs with Lamar. He has done a lot of different things in terms of I would say he's almost he's put himself in the conversation to being a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, and honestly, he deserves to get paid. He deserves to get paid a lot of money. So I think this contract, particularly for Kyler Murray, does impact a guy like Lamar Jackson. So I'm interested to see how that all unfolds. But that said, let us know what you guys think about Kyler Murray signing a contract extension with the Arizona Cardinals. I absolutely love it. I think this is a fair deal, and I think it's the best thing for both sides moving forward, especially from a team perspective, and also Kyler Murray having that sense of closure, having that sense of comfort heading into training camp and the rest of it moving forward. So let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all of you guys. We love every single one of you guys. Also in the description, you'll find all of our social media platforms. Give us a like and a follow. And if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to read some of the comments before I head out here. Rincon, thanks, man. Love the Raider content. Thank you. We love our Raiders. We love getting that content out. But let us know what you guys think about breaking the Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals have agreed to a contract extension.